Is it me, or everybody that's famous or seems to be in the media is on steroids? And even some faces on YouTube that are getting more famous than some of those on the big screen are definitely on something. This YouTuber asked lots of bodybuilders whether they were natty or not, and overwhelmingly they were.
Natural or not?
No.
You're not natural.
No.
Natty or not?
Oh, I'm not.
Or your fans, like something that you could leave with them.
Is get big.
What we're going to be looking at today is how easy is it to get steroids? Have these people become famous because of the steroids? And now with more and more people coming forward with the usage of steroids, is that more damaging than when they just kept it a secret? Celebrities like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, has always had a question mark over his name. Someone in his 50s in that level of shape, surely he's got to have some form of substance help. And now more recently, Ritchson, who has practically doubled his size in Reacher Season 2 and has been the centre of discussions about his body and transformation, and even having an interview with Men's Health where they went to his house and they talked to him about it. And in that interview, if you watch carefully, you'll even notice that Alan does acknowledge
on that much weight that fast isn't natural.
So is it the steroids, or would they still have made it without them? Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. But let's see how easy it is to get hold of some steroids. Now the crazy thing is, I don't even need to leave this space to get hold of steroids. And it used to be when I was younger, you'd have to go and see a dodgy person in a gym, drug dealer, or you'd know that mate that used to sell cannabis and you could probably ask him,
can you get hold of some steroids?
But now all we have to do is just type in Google UK steroids for purchase, and it will bring up a plethora of websites where you can just click on there and buy. Now I'll tell you a story. A couple of years ago when I started first making fitness content, I was like, how am I going to compete with these people that are absolutely massive? I'm 41, I was then, and I'm not massive, but unfortunately in the world of health and fitness, it seems to be those that are massive do generally seem to get the clients, because there's a lot of people that don't understand that some of these bodies aren't really actually obtainable naturally. So what I did is I did what I said, and I looked online and I found a website, and all I had to do was send an email. I wanted just a quick 10-week blast to try and add 10 pounds of muscle. And they gave me everything that I needed in the email. Broke down how to use it, how to cycle it, what to do when coming off the cycle, and even gave me links to the products that were needed to make this purchase and to get these gains. How easy is that? £400, I would have a 10-week cycle. But what did I do? I bottled it. I felt like putting unnecessary risk on my future body wasn't worth the short-term gains. And plus I got a teenage son, and what message does that send and teach him?
Yeah, take shortcuts, son. No matter the risk, buy drugs.
Because steroids in the UK do fall into the Class C drug category. And like any drug, you don't know if it's been produced in lab facilities that are first class, or if it's been cooked up in someone's bedroom or kitchen. You don't know what ingredients are in there, if it's been sterilised, or what you're putting in your body. Now I'm sure celebrities have safer sources and have practitioners that monitor kidney function and blood markers. But is that what's made them famous? I would say maybe not, because becoming famous is influenced by a myriad of factors. Take The Rock, for example. He has an unbreakable work ethic.
No one will outwork me. No one.
Sam Sulek, a very relatable, likeable personality with a level of consistency in producing videos for YouTube that is unlike many others. Ritchson, he's been an actor for years and is breaking the role of Reacher, and being a naturally big guy only compounded talk to how quickly he can grow muscle. But without his likability and above average genetics, his acting abilities, would he be famous? But it does feel like there's a lot more people on steroids. Now, is there a lot more people on steroids, or just a lot more people coming out and being honest about it? And is that more damaging? Now, my gut is that it is more damaging, because it's normalizing the use of steroids. Whereas before it was kind of something that went on in the background, and did they take it or didn't they take it? It just seemed unobtainable for the majority of people. And because it is a drug, it is addictive. What can start as just a 10-week cycle might become a permanent addiction. And somebody that's 19, in their early 20s, I remember being that age, and I was of no shortage of testosterone, I'm pretty sure of that. And just looking at a dumbbell, and if your diet was on plan, you would add muscle. People just seem a little quick to jump on steroids too early, and they haven't exhausted the low-hanging fruit: sleep, stress, nutrition, progressive overload. They just want quick results, and it's putting people's health at risk. And something my granddad said to me: Craig, you've got your health, and without that, you've got nothing. And that's very true. So can steroids make you famous? They might give you an edge in the short term, but what's the damage long term? The real cost can be much higher than a potential of fleeting fame, which is probably minuscule. It's like someone with a top of a range camera. They might have the slight edge, but if they can't take pictures, then it'll make no difference. You'll just have an expensive camera but still take rubbish photos. But it is hard to ignore the appeal of steroids, and I was tempted at one point, but I chose no, this isn't really the way I want to take my life, and I don't want to risk addiction, and I don't want that message to be passed on to my children, and I don't want to be my hand in the pot of those that are going to fuel maybe a potential further increase in steroid use. But if you do want to add muscle to your body, then there's two things that you do need to be doing, and I cover them off in this video. Like, subscribe, and all the stuff that people say at the end of these, and I'll see you in the next one.